Alright guys, we're back with Final Fantasy X HD Remaster for the PS4. I'm James, the whole effing show. I know lately a lot of people have been saying, especially my friends have been telling me I don't talk as loud, or I've been sounding kind of draggy and not much energy. I don't sound excited. I do want to explain I'm very excited to do this. Lately I've been having a lot of sinus issues coming off a sinus infection, so if you haven't noticed, if you heard some coughing, that's probably me. I've been coughing because postnasal drip. It sucks. If you ever want to look it up, that's what it's called, postnasal drip. A lot of mucus sitting in the back of my throat, so I really couldn't give as much energy. Yesterday I woke up with an entire right side of my head full of mucus, so, you know, my energy was lacking. So, you know, I'm better now, so I can probably get a little more energy into the videos, and I can probably explain a little better, you know, have a little more pep. That's why I changed the name from the show to the whole effing show, because literally I am the whole show. So last time we fought a giant chocobo eater. We finished half of the Mihin. We're about almost done with this for completion anyway. So and we're about to go complete the last half. So in other words of a very good friend of mine, Zay, or slash Zaya 546, he is a YouTuber. He's a pretty good guy. Love the guy to death. Really good at Call of Duty. You should check him out. As he would say, let's go! Alright, like I say, pretty straightforward. Just go straight towards the giant arrow and it shouldn't be any problem. Like I say, just go straight. This game is really straightforward. Just go straight towards the arrow. If you do get on a chocobo, you won't have to fight any battles, but I choose to fight them because you can always use the extra AP to go up low spear levels, because, as I said before, this game requires a slight amount of grinding, but you really need to grind in this game. Grinding is almost completely needed in this game. So, for Yuna, I'm just going to use a no blade.
Shield us from fiery fury.
Notice every time a character uses their attack or uses an ability for the first time, they'll say something. And yes, if you use that no blaze ability, the fire bombs cannot hurt you. They can't hurt you. There's nothing they can do to it. They really can't hurt you. Their attack is actually fire based. And let Walker take this thing out. Excuse me.
Where's a chocobo when you need one?
A few spear levels. If I remember correctly, a few people did have a few spear levels. Didn't use these. I did not do any off-screen grinding at all, so like I said, I didn't do any off-screen grinding this time because I don't really need it for now. Everybody seems to be doing pretty good, because like I said, I don't want to overlevel and be super powerful and all, you know, we just blowing through the game. Literally, and when all fails in this game, if you literally overlevel, nothing can really stop you. I'll tell you that now. This game can be just super powerful. So what I am going to do is, I'm really debating, should I make Kimahri another magic user, because like I said, I rarely ever use this dude. He's a cool character, I just don't understand why he's so forgettable. Like, I mean, who wouldn't like a big cat-like animal creature who's like really primitive and, you know, it's like really cool with a spear. He looks like he could be physically strong, fast, agile, and it's like they just didn't give him enough. Maybe because he doesn't have any individuality. I'm not really sure at all. We can know one thing: he does not like Titus. Maybe because Titus got too close to the summoner. We'll never know. Maybe that's why he pushes him away. I don't know. Let's see. I will have him go through. I'm not really letting anybody attack because, like I told you, I don't really want to bother with these bombs and all the stupidity that they do. Because if you hit them 3 times, like I say, they will explode on you, and I don't have time for that. So with Yuna, I'm gonna move Yuna out. Call in Arn. I'm gonna let him guard so he can get some more AP. Call in Titus.
Back in the fray.
So he can get some more AP. I will call in, for battles like this, I will call in Kimahri so I can try to get him some more AP. I know he's a favorite of people's, but some people really don't use him. Like 50-50. Oh, I use Kimahri, and then some people are like, nah, I don't use that guy at all. So I'll let him guard. I'll let Iron guard again. I probably need to change the spear back to regular, cause yeah, I really just don't use that dude at all. You overkill them all. But if you do want to get into if you want to get into some of the stuff that does happen, I have some of the best friends in the world, so I love that they'll tell me, hey, buddy, I need you to do this for me. It's really cool that I have people, they just don't say, oh, you're doing great. It's like, tell me what's going on. Like, hey, if I'm doing wrong, I'm doing wrong. Tell me that. I would love to know if James is screwing up somewhere. If I can improve somewhere, let me know. That's probably, like I said, I have some of the best support. These guys are great. I will have a lot, like I say, I will try to have a lot of them into the Let's Play eventually. What I'll try to do is, since a lot of them don't live as close to me anymore, I'll try to have them be on it, and I'll interview them to ask them what did they do to beat a certain part, how did they beat this boss, what do they typically do. Easy. If you do get a chocobo, there are like little feathers on this robe. I should have got that just to show you. If you press X on it, you can get certain items. That is pretty cool. So if you hit them, you can kind of just do if you do kind of hit the how do I say that? If you do hit those little feathers, the chocobo on its own will just jump to a certain area, and then it'll automatically open it and jump back.
Yeah.
Like I say, free items. If I remember correctly, they're not the best items, so I really wouldn't worry about them too much. But if you want them, you can always get them. They can't help. Always. Free items are always good in this game. And as you can see, Titus is the only one who won't get any AP because I don't take Lulu out because her magic's like so strong. I told you the first part of this game, magic is like godlike. It's very powerful on like everything. So always magic, always a great thing. As you can see, Kimari, I don't use him, so he got 2 spear levels. Oh, I did tell you guys I would move back down here to open up this key spear, so I have 2 of them. So she can just have some more HP and more physical defense in case she gets hit. So with him, I'm gonna move him back over here, and I'm just gonna go through here. Kimari's whole spear grid is in the middle. So this spell here does house one of the most powerful attacks in the game, and it's right here in the middle of the spear grid. Because if you go out, as you can see where everybody is, he's exactly always in the middle. Ultima is always in the middle, but you still won't be able to get into later in the game because you need level 4 key spears. You probably won't get that until like literally till you get to Xernekin when they start talking about that. So now I think it is considered black magic, so there is an ability that makes that really good. I'll show it eventually because Lulu learns it. When I talk about how a character is, I only talk about I only talk about the main story.
I was on a chocobo.
Walk or I'll feed you to one.
The reason I say that is because after a certain point in the game, there's one last main story boss that you get to do. You just kind of get to do your own thing. So once you get to do your own thing, I'll say this: once you get to do your own thing, you have how do I say this? Once you get to do your own thing, everybody pretty much becomes the same character, except the only thing that separates them is their overdrives and maybe like Yuna's a summoner, like their very unique abilities. That's literally, and Kimari's Lancet. Nothing really does anything of the sort. As you can see, when he gets really powerful quite quickly. So he's literally stronger than Arn most times. This is Titus' part of his spirit grid, but as you can see, you need a level 2. So Yuna and Titus are right next to each other, and they can easily get into each other's spirit grids. So if you notice, since I powered up Yuno a bit, the Aeon's HP went up. Like I said, as Yuna gets more powerful, they'll get more powerful. So if you want a stronger Aeon, always
Now all the Crusaders are
use it.
ignoring me.
Power her up as much as possible. Thought that was a cutscene with her when she talks to you. I must be thinking of something else. I thought it was another cutscene where she has it. Get the spear. So let's show you something else. So before I do, let's go ahead and let's use a save spear. Oh,
How many
small
times do I
cutscene.
have to tell you I'm a summoner?
Sorry, ma'am. No exceptions.
You dare impede a summoner's pilgrimage?
Sorry, ma'am. No exceptions.
Useless.
They're doing an operation on me here and they won't let anybody through. So even so, they're not letting anybody through. So Donna's pretty pissed that she can't get through. Her and Bartello. So what I'm about to do is instead of going forward first, I'm about to go back. Show you guys something. So when you go back down, you see there's another path. If you go down this path, I advise taking this thing all the way to the back. You can do the same thing if you had a chocobo. You could just run down here with it. There's a few of those feathers. You can see, like, if I run into one, I'll show you what it looks like. These are considered mushroom rock enemies, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a lightning flan or thunder flan. So
Go with the flow.
Use water on it, takes it out pretty easily. And Kimari has a spear, so it pierces. He can kill it in one shot. He's Arn before Arn comes. He does have piercing on most of his weapons. Or I may just hold Kimari off and I may make him another Titus so he can become faster. Kimari, like I said, he's just one of those characters you just don't really use. See, like here, you see this little feather here? If you had a kid chocobo, you could easily just jump up there and you could hit X here with the chocobo and it'll start jumping to wherever it needs to do. It'll probably get that chest up there to the right of the screen, as you can see it up there. It'll probably jump up there and get it. There's a bunch of these around here, so you can just jump up there and get them with no problem. So, whack that thing and kill it. Watch those little things, those lizards. Those things can cause a lot of different status effects. Normally one of them is petrify, sleep, or something like that. Deal with these, just call in Titus. He's more than likely strong enough to overkill these things like I thought.
Yeah!
Because normally Waka, he can hit it, but he won't cause enough damage to it yet. He's more like your tactician. So to go over everybody really quickly, this will give everybody what they do. Titus is all around. He's pretty good at everything. Kimari's a mimic character. You can choose whatever you want him to do or what you want, who you want him to be secondary. Of course, Lulu's your black mage. Arn is your tank. Waka is your support technician. He can call status effects. Kind of be like that guy who, how do you say that? It's kind of like that guy who he supports everybody. He just annoys the enemy making the battle just a bit easier. He's really good against powerful enemies. And then of course Yuna is your summoner and your white mage. But again, like I say, after a certain point, when you can start opening up you can start opening up what they need, like with key spears and all that. Everybody becomes the same person. So this is only what they do to the main part of the story. Let's see. We're gonna use fire on this thing. I would take out the flan first, but it doesn't cause too much. Lulu can easily tank that hit. So we don't need to do that. Don't really need to worry about that. Kimari can just stand there. Probably should have called somebody else in to get some more AP, but like I said, I want to try to actually use Kimari in this run. I try to use spear levels right away unless I know I'm gonna get a bunch of them at once. But since I know Kimari, like I told you, I don't ever use this guy. Just use him right away because there is a point where you're gonna want to have to use him anyway, so I try to put him in all boss battles. So always use him, at least minimally, because you're gonna need Kimari. Like literally, you're gonna need it. That's like not to like almost the end of the game, so that's pretty much the end of the last parts of the game. You're really gonna need Kimari, so I would advise using him at least at some point. Oh, I don't want to guard with him. So dealing with that. Blizzara again. I try not to heal in battles much against normal enemies because I don't really feel like you need to. Arn hasn't really had any.
I foresee no difficulty.
I just have him guard because he doesn't really need to do anything. And as you can see, it missed again. Lulu is ridiculous when it comes to evasion. But it's always good because you see that Gore did a lot of damage to her. Arn does have an ability I'll probably show off in the next boss battle. It's called Power Break. It can lower the enemy's physical attack. So that way people like Lulu and Yuna who have lower physical defense can kind of take a hit a lot better. These are good because they give a defense plus 4, more HP, and another defense plus 4. So while hers is 16, Kimari's is 19, Waka's is 18, so now she'll take a better physical hit than Waka will. Yuna's is 7, so that's dismal. She can probably get one-shotted by a lot of things. Titus is 15, and Arn is, of course, is 18, but that magic defense sucks. So Lulu's more like your defensive person, so she can dull out some damage, she can dish out damage, but she can also, she can dish it out, but it can be quite the thing. This is, of course, Riku. You don't get her yet, but this is her portion. When you do get Riku, she becomes a thief, so you might want to steal with her a lot. If I'm not even mistaken, I think you get it good. If you look at a trophy hunter like I am, she actually does have I think it's called the power of acquisition. If you do that, you'll literally get 2,000. I think you have to steal with her like 200 times. You'll get that. And here's a Waka.
Coming down to the old road was a mistake. You can't run a business with no customers. Say, can I interest you in?
And you can always buy something from a Waka. Like I say, always buy something from them. You never know what you may need. I may need some of these eye drops. I could probably use some echo screens. Like I say, money is no object. If you need to, buy everything, because literally buy everything, because it's not much. I have 10 of those. I don't really need it because I have life. I might be able to sell something. Always check this, especially if you said he's not selling weapons. If he's not selling weapons, then that means you can't drive it. So this spot, you notice there's a save spear here. This save spear is here because remember when I told you we fought that giant chocobo eater the first time I lost to this thing? Remember that attack that he hits you and he knocks you back? He can hit you with that enough times and he can knock you off the cliff. I've been knocked off the cliff since the first time I played this game. When that happens, you'll fall down here. But there's a reason why I'm bringing you back here, because you want to need the item that's back here.
Oh yeah!
But I also will tell you, I don't know much about some of the celestial weapons in this game. I'll get into those really later. So I only know how to get like 4 of them really, or 5 of them maybe. It's only 2 people I'm really not good at getting, so I almost never get them. Kimari and Riku. I know the object of getting them, but I really don't know much about getting them. It's kind of frustrating. While Titus's I won't get because it's just ridiculous. Eunice is really easy to get. Arns isn't really hard to get. His is actually pretty simple. He's really simple to get. And then you have... Who else has it easy? There's another thing you can do that makes it. There's somebody... Lulu's, I know how to get it. It's just I don't do hers, but I know how to do it. I just never actually got around to doing it. So why you want to come back here is you want this chest. You open it up, you get a Mars crest. Remember you already got the crest from you got the moon crest from when you was first in Beset.
You guys are toast.
So like I say, you always want that. All these crests, they do tie into your celestial weapons, so do, like I say, always, if you know what crest is, get it. I'm gonna show you what a few are. I think I can pretty much tell you what everybody's crest is. The sigils are the problem you're gonna have. Like I say, once we do get to that, I will show it. I would go for that magic up there, but I don't really need it because Titus isn't gonna be using really much magic at all. So I wouldn't worry about those magic boosts. You can always go back and get it because there is a trophy for completing Spigger with everybody, and you would have to go around it, but you can do that later on in the game. You might just want to go for, I would always advise just going for the normal. Like I say, this is going to be one of those battles where Lulu's going to have to kill everything because these enemies, she has to kill everything with magic, and those bombs can be pretty annoying. So I'm calling Waka, I'm going to have him guard, take him out, calling Kimari. The reason why I'm not using Yuna that much is because she's going to get used in the next boss battle. Well, I can bring her in now.
Let them come.
If you can get a good flow of doing this, of bringing everybody in battle, that's like really good to do because then everybody kind of stays even. But normally I can make Lulu, Titus, and Waka so powerful, they don't really need help at all. I just like normally having Titus in my party because he's like the easiest character for me to deal with because he's so balanced. But normally I could just juice his attack all the way up to max and he becomes like a fast tank and he can hit hard. Like I said, guys, if I'm not speaking louder, you can try to, somebody can let me know if you watched the video and I'm talking louder. Like I did take my mic and I turned it up a little louder so that way I could. That maybe it's the mic, my mic levels. I wasn't really sure what it was. That was one of the lucky times Titus does get that excuse me, that was the lucky time, one of the lucky times Titus got a normal hit off one of those enemies and it didn't sound like a shell hit. Because normally about this time I have to use the Arn anyway because of enemies like those drakes and those shell enemies. Because I don't have a choice, I have to use them because, as you can see, it becomes a problem. And as you can see how much damage these enemies are doing to Lulu and Yuna, like I said, these guys do a ton of damage to them as they have low physical defense. So I really don't have to worry about it because I'm about to touch that save spear again. And he just killed her. This is one of the rare times I will use a Phoenix down. It literally looks just like light. Death in this game will happen a lot because there are some enemies, like I say, when it comes to ambushing somebody, they will ambush you a lot. So I think it gets better later on in the game, but they ambush you a lot. Now, like I told you, if you got those enemies that can literally put status effects on you to do nothing about, like poison or sleep, and they can just keep hitting you with magic, you will die, and there is an enemy in the game that can do that. Actually, and one of those enemies are coming up that can literally put you to sleep and just keep bombarding you with magic. So you either have to wait for yourself to wake up, or you have to literally wait for... I'll say you have to wait for yourself to wake up, or Well, that one of them, something has to hit you physically to wake you up. It's pretty annoying. I've lost a few times doing that, even in my powered up states, because, yeah, like I said, it gets pretty annoying. You only get another HP power up, so that means my Aeon's HP will go up. Their other stats will go up slightly, but mostly whatever goes up, I'll go up higher on them. So if unit strength is high, their strength shoots through the roof. Didn't go up yet. I don't know if it just takes a second, but I know as she powers up, they do. That's why each Aeon's stats are different from each summoner.
Oh yeah!
Now that we're getting stronger, these enemies are getting much easier to beat, and the battles aren't as slow. And you can definitely see why I used to like Lulu as a character, especially when she has her wind poles. You guys definitely see. You guys can definitely see that. And as you can see, Lulu goes to MP really fast. Let's say this is going to get really this is a game that's about to get really, it's about to pick up. Business is about to pick up, as they say. Once I go to the next area, business is about to pick up for sure. But you notice we don't have as many tutorials now either. We don't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, you shouldn't attack that, because something else. They'll do it lightly here, but for the most part, I told you all the tutorial stuff is over, and now you have full control of your character. If you can just bear through the first maybe 5 hours of the game, because like I said, it's nothing but cutscene and tutorial, you'll kind of get it. Like, the game tries to explain that to you. It'll try to explain stuff to you, but it really doesn't tell you. This game can be really hard. Pardon me, I got a call. Forgot to turn my phone off. At least turn the ringer off. Stupid telemarketers. So now we're back here. Oh, save it again. I told you it's gonna be a while for you guys to see me play Blitzball, so I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it like anytime soon yet. I may do a few Blitzball games to show you that character I was looking for. So all you do is step here.
Sir.
This is the last of them.
Good to have you with us. Go on through.
That thing, that's part of their operation.
Show me how to play Blitz sometime.
Wait around. We'll have Sin beaten in no time.
That's Titus' signature pose. So once they go through with that, in case you had noticed, that is one of those things. If I'm not mistaken, is there a Blitzball player through here? I know Durin is somewhere farther in the game. Just making sure there's no Blitzball players around. You can normally scout them by using a square. If you walk up to a person and hit square, I can show you a few people, and I will show you as we come across them. It's like literally I don't play the Blitzball until I got the team.
I'm sorry, I can't let you
for.
pass. Hey, you're a summoner, and are guardians, right? Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
I just say don't tell me about it. You walk back here, another cutscene. And look who shows up. Just walking on the road like normal.
So, we meet again, Lady Yuna.
Yes?
You look troubled. Is there anything I can do?
Well...
I see.
Maester Seymour, let me show you to the command center.
Hold. I have a request.
Yes, Your Grace.
I need to have Summoner Yuna and her guardians let through to the command center.
But Maester Seymour... Maester Seymour, sir.
Do not worry. I will take full responsibility.
Very well, they may pass.
Another reason Donna is very jealous of...
It is
very
done.
jealous of Yuna.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Yuna, it's time to go.
Oh, right.
Who does he think he is?
He's a maester. Better get used to it, yeah?
Now here's Titus's jealousy. Titus taking jealousy because he making a move on his woman. He don't like that. And there's the jealousy. Just walking away, all pouty and all angry because she can't get what she's looking for. Now you're about to meet that third guy that you saw in the Meehan with the Crusaders, Lucille and Alma.
All
You saw
hail,
them.
Maester Seymour.
You didn't see Clasko. They didn't introduce him at all. They kind of forget about him. They kind of suck.
Brave Crusaders of Spira, protectors of all Spira. Believe in the path you have chosen. Let faith be your strength. I, Seymour Guado, Maester of Yevon, will bear witness to your deeds today.
Sir! What's going on? Why is Maester Seymour backing the Crusaders, eh? They're using Albed's Machina. They're violating the teachings.
Even going against the teachings, they're willing to risk it for the greater good.
Oh,
Waka,
no, they ain't like
I
that.
think Maester Seymour sees that too.
Lulu!
I can only speculate.
Ask him yourself.
Ah, Sir Oran. It is an honor. I would be most interested in hearing what you've been doing these past 10 years.
I've got nothing to say about it.
I see. Sir Oran must be a great asset as a guardian.
Your Grace!
Please, there's no need for formalities.
Excuse me. Maester Seymour, why is your lordship present here, sir?
Please, speak as you normally would.
Isn't this operation against the teachings of Yevon? Aren't you gonna stop them?
It's true. I should. However, both the Crusaders and the Al-Bed truly wish peace for Spira. This Operation Meehan was born from that wish they share. Although it may be sacrilege to Yevon, their intentions are pure. And I, Seymour Guado, the person, not the Maester of Yevon, as a denizen of Spira, I wish them well in their endeavor.
But using Machina, that's bad, isn't it?
Pretend you didn't see them.
Beg your pardon, but that's not something a maester should say.
Then pretend I didn't say it.
You're kidding.
From the first time I laid eyes on him, I never did like Seymour.
'Cause he messing with
But
his
you
woman.
know, some of the things he said that day, they made a lot of sense to me.
And now we're here, and now we're on the Mushroom Rock Road. Because he really did like him some Yuna and he wasn't playing around. You can still talk to some people, they'll still give you stuff. Phoenix Downs, high potions, like I say, free stuff. Those are all very good items to have. Remember, these are the same enemies we were just fighting. Yeah, it's Classical.
Excuse me, Lady Summoner Yuna?
Yes.
The command center. Maester Seymour requests your presence there, ma'am.
Thank you.
Man, see how they just do my man like that?
Take that road to the command center. It's not far. We're still in the midst of preparations this way. Sorry.
He's the most disrespected character ever. Like, they don't even give this man a chance. Like, they don't even give him a proper introduction. He just shows up and they got a name Classical. Like, why don't y'all give this man an introduction? Like, just one little introduction and say, hey, this is Classical. They disrespect. You really gonna see what I mean? How they disrespect him? They disrespect this man so badly. I know he's kind of, you know, shy, you know, reserved, but come on, you still got to get this man a little bit of respect, just a little bit. Did you notice when it was on the Mihan, Lucille did not say anything about who Classical was? Oh, see, you got to walk again.
Sneak past the guards.
Oh, you can buy some weapons from him. Now the ice brand, I don't think I'm gonna need this at all anymore because there's no enemies that I know that are weak to ice anymore that I can think of. Not physically. Metal shield, this is always pretty good to have. I'm actually gonna buy this for him because it raises his defense by 3%, so it will help him take. This will help Titus take a lot of less physical. This Rod of Wisdom is nothing compared to the one you got because it gives you an extra 5% plus magic. The magic ring, this is really good to have. I'm gonna give that to her because it raises the MP also. SOS Null Frost is one of those things that when your HP is low, he'll cast Null Frost on itself. It really isn't that great unless you have auto anything. The auto abilities are best. SOS isn't really anything. I will give this to Lulu because she does need more MP. And of course the slow war for Arn, the bracer, it only helps protect half of the time from it. I'll look and see, do I need to sell anything? Any items? I didn't know I had a secret bracer for R. It must have dropped and I didn't realize I got it. I can keep that for now, because you will eventually get items of armors that have 10% on them. That's really good to have. That's red ring. So I don't need the silence ward, so I'll sell that one. Lucid, confused ward, I don't really need it. We don't use it. A lot of the strike items, you might want to keep that because that's going to be really good to have. That's it. I don't really need that because I'm not going to fight too many fire enemies yet. I'll fight one in this next area, but that's still not much. I will keep that one. I will keep that. Oh, that's the end. Nothing really going on.
But you, lad, you get a discount.
So he'll always be around for this. Always grow. See if you can buy some items. He's not selling anything else. The game really gets better once you can buy high potions because they're really good. I would recommend grinding for a lot of money so you can buy those. High potions give you 1,000 instead of 200, so you can kind of see how valuable they can be. See? Free high potions, you cannot beat it. Just go up there and hit this lift, it'll take you. I always wonder why water comes off of it, looks kind of crazy.
Watch and weep, Crusaders! Ha!
That's the only fire enemy that I can really think of. Is that fire elemental? That's what the fire one looks like. I think there's an elemental of every type, even a few others. You'll see those later on in the game. Like I said, can't really do much about that, so you know who you calling. You calling good old Walker.
Bring it on. It's over.
Like I said, Walker's physical strength is going to be low for like most of the game, so don't be shocked that he's not doing a lot of damage. But by the time I'm I'll say maybe about halfway through the game, I'm gonna have him pretty physically strong. Cause there's gonna be like a really good grinding spot, and I'm telling you, you're gonna love that grinding spot. Ah, here's that enemy. This enemy here, if you attack this thing with physical attacks, it will induce sleep. Sometimes it will. If you attack it or sometimes counter with pollen, it puts your entire party to sleep. And as you can see, they all use magic, so neither one of them will hit you physically. I had it to where I got so unfortunate that it put me to sleep, and it literally drove me up a wall because it puts me to sleep, and all of them just kept hitting me with magic, and it was doing a ton of damage, and it killed me. So your party can get wiped out just for something unfortunate like that.
Oh yeah!
It sucks, so I will not attack that thing physically. I don't care. I refuse to do it. After that, I have PTSD because of that thing. So I can do that. Just guard. Like I say, you know, like I told you, Lulu goes to a lot of MP for me because she kills a lot of these enemies. But more on that. This is a nice spot to grind, so you see how much AP we got. I will say, how to say this? I'm gonna start. I haven't figured out when I'm gonna get some of these guys in, but there's like a boss midway through the game. I'm for sure gonna have a few of my brothers on, and I'm gonna kind of ask them how that boss gave them hell, because it gave us all hell. And to this day, we still talk about how hard he was the first time we went against it. See, Lulu has 20 defense now, so she's really good physically. She's even better defensively right now than Arn. But yes, that boss gave us hell. You'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, he's not one. Yeah, he gives you 10 potions. Free items. Always gotta love free items. And so you guys know, I am recording off of my PlayStation, so I'm not sure if that's where the static comes from. I've been told I have a little bit of static. I've heard it in some of my videos. I don't know if it's the microphone. Is it? I just recently got a new headphone. I just recently got a new controller because my old one went out, so I don't know if it was maybe the controller or if it's the PlayStation itself. I don't know if it's the microphone that I have, because I have a headset I paid like 40 bucks for. It's a gaming headset that sits on my head while I'm talking to it with a microphone. I gotta figure out what it is, because I don't want the static to come through and kind of mess up the game, mess up the screen itself. We dodged danger right there because that enemy really was about to cause a lot of damage to Titus. Those Drakes are pretty strong physically. As you can see, that good 300 already put him in bad ways. I will not attack that thing physically because there's no point. Magically, because he's still pretty resistant to magic. I told you magic doesn't miss, but there are a lot of enemies that resist magic. So
as you wish.
Arn or Kimari will probably be the ways to go when it comes to these things.
No time to waste. Let's go.
So as you keep going, I don't believe Lucille gives you anything.
Expecting you.
Yep, she doesn't give you anything. Hey, fun fact, I used to have a crush on Lucille a long time ago. I think it had a lot to do with the way she dressed and me being an adolescent, me being young. Yeah, that was one of them. Well, as people know the famous word when we call somebody bae, they know what to do. Oh crap, I hit him on. literally almost killed her in one shot, and she might die if that hits her. Oh, he hit R. Sometimes this game can be kind of crazy because it'll, how do I say, it'll literally trick you and you'll think of the camera angles, you don't control them. So you'll be thinking you're about to attack an enemy, but let's say this for instance. I go left to go move over left to right, and now you're going to a party member. I have to go up and down, but there's some parts where you have to go left to right and it'll shift you up. That's how I wind up hitting my partner instead of me. It's kind of stupid because
Miss me?
they don't let you change it. They don't let you change it at all. I don't know why they don't. This game, like I said, can be very frustrating to newcomers, but it is a very beautiful game. And the HD remaster only made me like this game that much more, because they made the quality of life just a bit better when it came to getting those early ability spears. I think she's about to learn the ability Pray. Yep. What Pray does, it gives a little bit of HP to everybody in the party. It doesn't really give much. It's like something to do just in case you don't want her to have an item. Just in case you don't want her to do anything. If you don't want her to guard, you just want her to do something.
You want some of this?
To top everybody off, that will help.
Oh, yeah.
Like I say, you can do this to them and this will help out. Now it's silence. Now it cannot attack us. I'll even show you. Its turn just passed and it couldn't attack us. So to use the silence, like I say, Walk is a tactician, so he even has an overdrive mode called Tactician. If you keep calling status effects, he'll get that mode. So grinding for that is pretty good. His overdrive meter will charge by him calling status effects. Now I am gonna go down there and get that accuracy. I don't really care for the magic because Arnold never used magic in the first parts of the game. Like literally, he has no type of magic. He doesn't need it because he's a physical tank, so he gets stuff. And we're ambushed again. See? And now he's silenced. See, it uses fire. That's all it did is use magic. So you get hit with pollen. He can't even hit those, so he could try, but he's not gonna really hit those much. You know, Waka can hit it, but it's not gonna make much of a big deal. Get Waka out of there. I'm calling Titus.
My turn now. Oh yeah.
Let's get Kimari in here, get some more AP for him. This is probably the most I've used him since my second playthrough of this game, but I never used Kimari. I only put him in boss battles. Everything else, he just sits in the back of the party. Him, Auron, Lulu after a while, and Riku, they all just sit in the back of my party. I rarely ever use them. Literally, I rarely ever use them. I always say fight every battle because when you do, these extra stats, excuse me, really will help out towards the end because I'm telling you, this next boss battle coming up is going to be a doozy. If you notice, when you go back over certain spear levels, you can move when you already activated nods, or the ones that you open. I call them nods because I'm not really sure what to call them, nodes, I guess. When you go over it, you can easily go all the way back over them really quickly. So if I go forward and then I want to go back, I can go back much easier than I could going forward. So you get another high potion out of this. I was hoping I could get up there without another battle. Now this thing is the bane of my existence. Reason I say that in my own personal playthrough of this game, to try to complete the game, you have to catch this monster. You have to catch 10 of it. Guess what? He doesn't like to show up too much. This thing rarely ever showed up. And I mean rarely it ever showed up. He used to annoy me like so much. Oh, So we're gonna take you out, and we're calling in Waka, because Waka really needs to blind this thing. Its attack is really high, so inflict that, like as you can see. Call Una in, she can heal herself up. So now everybody can dodge his attacks. If you do start hitting this thing with the Waka can guard, because he doesn't really need to attack it because he won't do much into it anyway. You can just start healing up the party while I got the time, because Lulu will kill this thing. Like I said, once you hit darkness, it will not hit us at all. I mean, literally, it won't hit us. You've seen this before when I did it. And that part of the music that you just heard of the battle theme, favorite part of the battle theme ever. The regular battle theme and the boss theme are my favorite themes out this entire game. And as you can see, Kimara is the only person really going up any spear levels, because everybody else is a little bit stronger than him. Go up this and you're going all the way up to the top. As I say, keep getting free items. If you notice to the left, there is that little green section. If you go down here and hit this is like a little secret area. A lot of people never pay attention to it. This is very missable. There's a chest down here. It'll give you a Serene Amulet. That armlet. That is for Kimari. So you get that. Dark Ward and Berserk Ward. I advise selling it unless you want to keep those type of things. I don't typically use it because enemies don't normally last long enough to cause status effects to me sometimes. And see, we're ambushed again. And look, it caused petrification. So that's probably something you've never seen. Most of those lizard enemies will make you. They will do that, and if you're attacked physically and it hits, it will shatter you. I don't have any sauce, but I have a remedy. So a remedy will cure that. It's not very hard to deal with, but like I say, I could have had it to where maybe if something like that, it could put us to sleep, and then that thing could hit us with petrify. So I take Waka out because Waka needs to get out of there.
My turn now. Ha! Oh yeah.
Because as you can see how much damage these enemies can do, they will wreck you. All these enemies can do. Yep, you want to do, and you always want to use units, especially now, especially early game, because overkills really come when using when early game, because you want to overkill enemies, like I said with the bosses, and you want to make them as strong as possible. So that I've made it here, I'm literally about to go into the headquarters. So I'm about to fight this last enemy. Oh, he missed. I'm not gonna do that, so what I'm gonna do is hit this thing with fire on and get rid of it now. And right now, Lulu can literally kill every one of these enemies with her magic and overkill it. Yuna's HP getting low like that is fine, because I'm about to literally call in, I'm literally about to have, I'm about to touch a Sage Spear, so all the HP and the MP will go back up. Like I said, grinding is always the best thing to do near a Sage Spear, just in case you got critically injured. You can just touch that Sage Spear and everything will go back to normal. I normally always grind near one. I never grind anywhere after. So this is probably a proper time to end this video, because I know this next part I only have a few minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm just going to do a little off screen, just a little bit, nothing major. I'm gonna do a little stuff off screen, so that way we can just jump right back into it. So this is James, the Whole Epic Show, signing off, and I'll be right back with another video. Let it finish saving. That's it, and I'll be back with another video.